What if the right proteins could do more than just build muscle? What if they could actually lower your blood sugar, repair nerve damage, protect your heart, strengthen your kidneys, and even calm the hormone imbalances that trigger cravings, belly fat, and nighttime urination? In this video, we're revealing 5 of the most powerful protein foods for people with type 1 or type 2 diabetes. Foods that don't just fill you up, but help restore insulin function, stabilize your A1C, support cardiovascular health, and shield your most vital organs from diabetic damage. And the last one might surprise you. It's affordable, easy to cook, and could be the most effective nighttime stabilizer for both glucose and sleep. First on list, lentils and legumes. Despite their small size, lentils and legumes are some of the most nutrient-dense, blood sugar-stabilizing protein sources a diabetic can eat. From hearty brown lentils to creamy chickpeas, black beans, and kidney beans, each variety offers a potent combination of complex carbohydrates, plant-based protein, and fiber that works like a natural glucose modulator. 1 cup of cooked lentils delivers about 18 grams of protein, 40 grams of carbs. But here's the catch. Over 15 grams of that is pure dietary fiber, especially soluble fiber, which slows digestion, blunts post-meal glucose spikes, and improves gut health. This keeps their glycemic index low to moderate, usually around 21 to 32 depending on the type, which is far lower than white rice or bread. For diabetics, that matters because high-fiber plant proteins like lentils don't just regulate blood sugar, they also support insulin sensitivity by reducing inflammation in fat and muscle tissues. Research has shown that swapping just half a serving of starchy foods with lentils can lower post-meal glucose by up to 35%. That's nearly the same effect as some oral medications. But that's just the beginning. Lentils are packed with magnesium, about 71 milligrams per cup, or 18% of the daily value, critical for insulin function and preventing magnesium depletion in diabetics. They're also rich in folate, 90% of daily value, iron, 37% of daily value, and potassium, 15% of daily value, all of which support red blood cell health, nerve function, and fluid balance. Key concerns for diabetics prone to anemia, nerve pain, or kidney overload. Their high polyphenol content adds an extra layer of protection by neutralizing free radicals that damage pancreatic cells, which produce insulin. This makes lentils not just blood sugar friendly, but also anti-inflammatory and organ protective. And since they're naturally low in fat and contain no cholesterol, they're ideal for heart health, especially important in type 2 diabetes, where heart disease is a leading risk. One major myth is that lentils and beans raise blood sugar too much because of their carb content. But in reality, their high-fiber content slows absorption so significantly that they often result in a flatter glucose curve compared to other carb-rich foods. In fact, one study found that eating legumes 4 times per week reduced the risk of type 2 diabetes by 33%, while also improving A1C levels and lowering LDL cholesterol. For diabetics already diagnosed, this can mean better long-term glucose control and fewer blood sugar crashes. For practical use, aim for 1/2 to 1 cup of cooked lentils per meal. Lentils pair well with spices like cumin, turmeric, and garlic, which add blood sugar-lowering benefits of their own. A delicious diabetic-friendly recipe? Try a red lentil and spinach stew cooked in olive oil with tomatoes, turmeric, and cumin. It's warm, satisfying, and packed with nutrients that heal from the inside out. Add a squeeze of lemon to boost iron absorption, a smart trick especially if you're low in energy or anemic. Here is something remarkable. Scientists have found that when lentils are combined with spices like turmeric or cumin, their antioxidant power multiplies, turning a simple bowl of lentil soup into a natural anti-inflammatory medicine for diabetics. And because they're shelf-stable, cost-effective, about $1.50 per pound in the US, and quick to cook, they're a perfect pantry staple for anyone managing blood sugar long-term. Just one precaution: if you're new to high-fiber foods or struggle with bloating or IBS, start with smaller portions and soak or rinse your lentils thoroughly before cooking. This reduces gas-forming compounds and makes digestion easier. And always monitor your glucose response after your first few meals to adjust portion size as needed. Second on list, Greek yogurt. Thick, creamy, and unexpectedly powerful. Greek yogurt is far more than just a breakfast staple. For people living with type 1 or type 2 diabetes, it's one of the most underrated therapeutic foods that supports blood sugar control, gut healing, and hormone balance in one delicious scoop. What makes it different from regular yogurt? Greek yogurt is strained multiple times to remove excess whey and lactose, leaving behind a rich, dense protein source with very little sugar. A 7-ounce, 200 grams, serving of plain, low-fat Greek yogurt contains about 20 grams of complete protein, 6 to 8 grams of carbohydrates, and nearly zero added sugars, with a glycemic index between 11 and 15. That's considered extremely low, making it one of the safest dairy options for blood sugar management. But its benefits don't stop at glucose stability. Greek yogurt is an excellent source of calcium, providing around 200 milligrams per serving, which covers about 15% of your daily value. Calcium helps maintain strong bones, muscle function, and nerve signaling, key areas where diabetics often experience issues due to chronic blood sugar imbalances. Even more impressive is its vitamin B12 content, with just one serving delivering over 40% of your daily value. This is especially crucial for diabetics taking metformin, which can cause B12 depletion over time and increase the risk of nerve damage and fatigue. Greek yogurt also provides phosphorus and zinc, two minerals that aid cellular repair, immunity, and glucose transport. Here's something you might not know. The live active cultures found in quality Greek yogurt, strains like Lactobacillus acidophilus and Bifidobacterium lactis, don't just support digestion, they actively restore gut microbiota diversity, which has been linked to better insulin sensitivity, less inflammation, and reduced fat accumulation around the liver and pancreas. Several research studies now confirm that daily consumption of probiotic-rich Greek yogurt can improve A1C, reduce oxidative stress, and even lower fasting insulin levels over time. And there's more. Greek yogurt also plays a subtle but important role in balancing hormones that regulate hunger, cravings, and fat storage. Its high protein content influences hormones like leptin and ghrelin, helping diabetics feel fuller for longer and reducing the urge to snack unnecessarily. This appetite-stabilizing effect makes it particularly effective for weight management and blood sugar consistency throughout the day. Now let's talk about one of the most overlooked benefits: nighttime glucose control. For diabetics who experience blood sugar drops overnight or frequent nighttime urination triggered by cortisol surges, Greek yogurt can serve as a powerful evening snack. Its casein protein digests slowly, providing a steady stream of amino acids that keep blood sugar more stable while you sleep. This can reduce 3 a.m. wake-ups due to hypoglycemia, improve sleep quality, and even lower fasting glucose the next morning. Still, one common myth causes confusion. Many believe that yogurt, being dairy, must automatically spike insulin or cause inflammation. But that mainly applies to sweetened, processed yogurts filled with sugar and additives. Real Greek yogurt, when plain and low-fat or full-fat, does the opposite. It digests slowly, supports gut healing, and doesn't trigger insulin resistance. For best results, choose plain Greek yogurt with at least 2% milk fat. The slight fat content helps slow digestion even further, keeping blood sugar steady. Pairing it with high-fiber, low-glycemic toppings like chia seeds, flax seeds, or blueberries makes it a blood sugar balancing powerhouse. One delicious diabetic-friendly idea: try a Greek yogurt bowl topped with crushed walnuts, sliced strawberries, and a dash of cinnamon. This combination not only satisfies your sweet tooth, but also delivers fiber, antioxidants, and healthy fats, perfect for balancing morning or evening glucose. Here's a surprising detail. The casein in Greek yogurt can actually improve glucose control for up to 6 hours after eating, making it one of the few natural foods that continues working long after digestion has started. This makes it perfect for diabetics who experience long gaps between meals or struggle with glucose fluctuations overnight. One word of caution: if you're sensitive to dairy or lactose, even Greek yogurt might cause bloating or discomfort. In that case, opt for lactose-free Greek-style yogurts or try goat's milk versions, which are often easier to digest. And always read the label. Avoid brands with added sugars, artificial flavors, or gums that can quietly raise your carbohydrate intake. Before we continue, where are you watching from? Drop your city or country in the comments below. Now let's move on to the next powerful protein for diabetes. Third on list, nuts and seeds. Crunchy, satisfying, and packed with therapeutic nutrients. Nuts and seeds are more than just healthy snacks. They're metabolic tools that help diabetics stabilize blood sugar, repair nerve damage, and protect vital organs like the heart, kidneys, and pancreas. What makes them so effective? Unlike refined carbs or sugary snacks, nuts and seeds provide a balanced trio of plant-based protein, healthy fats, and dietary fiber, all of which work together to slow glucose absorption and reduce post-meal sugar spikes. Most varieties, including almonds, walnuts, chia seeds, flax seeds, and pumpkin seeds, have a glycemic index close to zero, and a glycemic load so low it barely impacts blood glucose. A 1-ounce serving of mixed nuts typically offers 5 to 7 grams of protein, 2 to 3 grams of fiber, and up to 15 grams of heart-healthy fats, most of which come from monounsaturated and polyunsaturated sources. These good fats do more than just fuel the body. They actively reduce insulin resistance by improving cell membrane function, which makes it easier for insulin to transport glucose into cells. Many nuts also contain magnesium, zinc, selenium, and vitamin E, minerals and antioxidants that protect beta cells in the pancreas, reduce inflammation in blood vessels, and help regulate blood pressure and cholesterol. For example, 1 ounce of almonds provides about 76 milligrams of magnesium, 18% of your daily value, and nearly 7 milligrams of vitamin E, 45% of your daily value. Chia seeds and flax seeds, on the other hand, are rich in alpha-linolenic acid, ALA, a plant-based omega-3 fat that protects against diabetic neuropathy and supports cognitive health. Here's something fascinating. Studies show that eating just 1 ounce of nuts per day can reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease by 20%, a major concern for people with diabetes. Another research study found that adding 2 tablespoons of ground flaxseed to daily meals improved A1C levels by up to 0.5% in just 12 weeks. This effect isn't just because of nutrients, it's also due to how nuts and seeds interact with gut microbiota. Their fiber feeds healthy bacteria, which in turn helps reduce inflammation, balance hormones, and stabilize appetite. And let's talk about hormonal balance. Nuts and seeds are rich in compounds like L-arginine, tryptophan, and natural plant sterols that help regulate insulin, cortisol, and leptin, the trio of hormones most responsible for blood sugar control, stress, and hunger. For diabetics who struggle with constant cravings, energy crashes, or belly fat linked to cortisol, incorporating a small portion of nuts or seeds into daily meals can help bring these hormones back into balance. Want better sleep and more stable overnight glucose? Some seeds like pumpkin and sunflower are natural sources of tryptophan, a precursor to melatonin. When combined with protein and healthy fat, they slow digestion and provide steady blood sugar support, making them excellent for an evening snack. One simple recipe: mix 1 tablespoon of pumpkin seeds with 1 tablespoon of crushed walnuts, a few berries, and a spoonful of Greek yogurt. This mini parfait supports nerve healing, hormone balance, and sustained glucose levels through the night. Something you may not expect. Nuts and seeds may also support kidney health by lowering albumin levels in urine, a marker of early kidney damage in diabetics. Unlike animal protein, which can stress the kidneys in high amounts, plant-based protein from seeds and nuts is gentler and provides protective nutrients at the same time. Of course, one common myth still lingers, that nuts are too high in fat or calories to be safe for diabetics. But the truth is, when eaten in controlled portions, about 1 ounce per day, they can actually support weight loss, reduce waist circumference, and improve metabolic markers far better than many low-fat snacks. The key is portion control. Pre-portion your servings and avoid sugar-coated or heavily salted varieties, which can undo their benefits. Here's a helpful reminder. Always rotate your nut and seed choices to get a range of nutrients. Almonds for vitamin E, walnuts for omega-3s, flax seeds for fiber, chia for hydration and minerals, and pumpkin seeds for zinc and magnesium. Diversity doesn't just taste better, it heals better. If you're allergic to tree nuts, seeds like hemp, sunflower, or flax can offer similar benefits without triggering reactions. And if you're focused on healing diabetic complications, prioritize raw or dry roasted versions without added oils or sugars. Fourth on list, fish. Clean, lean, and incredibly therapeutic. Fish is one of the most powerful protein sources a diabetic can include in their weekly routine. It's naturally low in carbohydrates, rich in omega-3 fatty acids, and loaded with complete protein that helps stabilize blood sugar without stressing the kidneys or digestive system. A 3-ounce serving of cooked salmon provides about 22 grams of protein, 0 carbs, and roughly 1.5 grams of omega-3s, making it ideal for both blood sugar control and reducing the chronic inflammation that drives diabetic complications. Most fish have a glycemic index of 0 and don't contribute to glucose spikes at all, especially when grilled, baked, or steamed without high sugar marinades. But fish goes far beyond just glucose neutrality. Fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, sardines, herring, and trout are rich in EPA and DHA, long-chain omega-3 fats that play a critical role in reducing triglycerides, calming inflammation, and protecting the endothelial lining of blood vessels. That's important because high blood sugar damages blood vessel walls, making diabetics more prone to heart disease, kidney strain, and neuropathy. One serving of fatty fish 2 to 3 times per week has been shown to lower triglyceride levels by up to 25%, improve HDL cholesterol by 10%, and reduce the risk of sudden cardiac events by nearly 30%. Those numbers are staggering when you consider that heart disease is the leading cause of death among diabetics. Fish is also an outstanding source of selenium, over 50% of the daily value in salmon, vitamin D, around 71% of daily value in mackerel, and B vitamins, especially B12, niacin, and B6, all of which are essential for energy metabolism, nerve health, and insulin regulation. Selenium and vitamin D, in particular, help reduce oxidative stress in pancreatic beta cells, potentially preserving insulin production in type 2 diabetics. And because fish digests slowly and is high in protein, it supports satiety and prevents the post-meal blood sugar roller coaster that many diabetics experience after consuming higher carb meals. Here's a powerful insight. Studies now show that omega-3s from fish can help reduce albuminuria, a marker of early kidney damage in diabetics, by reducing glomerular inflammation and improving blood filtration. That means fish isn't just safe for your kidneys. It may actually help protect and preserve kidney function when other protein sources might cause harm. Now let's talk about hormone balance. Omega-3 fatty acids in fish help modulate cortisol, the stress hormone that contributes to belly fat, insulin resistance, and frequent nighttime urination. They also help restore leptin and adiponectin sensitivity, 2 hormones involved in hunger and fat metabolism. For diabetics struggling with fatigue, stubborn weight, or emotional eating, these hormonal shifts can make a noticeable difference in energy and control. Want to support deeper sleep and stable overnight glucose? Try this: a dinner of grilled salmon with sautéed leafy greens and a side of roasted sweet potato. This meal provides slow-digesting carbs, anti-inflammatory fats, and magnesium-rich greens that collectively support muscle relaxation, blood sugar stability, and melatonin production, helping you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer without glucose dips or nighttime bathroom trips. Here's an interesting fact. Cold water fatty fish are among the only natural food sources of preformed vitamin D3. This matters because over 60% of people with diabetes are deficient in vitamin D, and low levels are directly linked to insulin resistance, increased fat storage, and elevated A1C. Including fish just twice a week can have a major impact on blood sugar management and immune regulation. One common myth is that all fish are good for diabetics, but that's not true. Fried fish, fish sticks, and overly processed seafood can be high in unhealthy fats, refined coatings, and sodium. These versions can increase insulin resistance and worsen cardiovascular markers. Always go for grilled, steamed, poached, or baked options, especially wild-caught varieties, which tend to have higher omega-3 content and fewer toxins than farm fish. If mercury exposure is a concern, choose low-mercury fish like salmon, sardines, trout, and anchovies. And for those who don't eat fish, consider algae-based omega-3 supplements. While not as potent, they still offer benefits without the animal source. Fifth on list, chicken meats. Lean, versatile, and highly efficient, chicken remains one of the most valuable protein foods for diabetics, seeking stable blood sugar, reduced inflammation, and long-lasting energy without the metabolic strain. Unlike red meats, which can be high in saturated fats and harder to digest, chicken, especially skinless breast or thigh meat, offers high-quality, complete protein with virtually zero carbohydrates. A 3-ounce serving of cooked skinless chicken breast delivers about 26 grams of protein, just 1 gram of fat, and no carbs, making it a glycemic index 0 food that has no direct impact on blood glucose. But its benefits go much deeper than the numbers. Chicken is rich in amino acids like leucine and glutamine, which help repair muscle tissue and improve insulin signaling in the liver and muscles. For diabetics, that's key because the more lean muscle mass you preserve, the better your insulin sensitivity and glucose disposal rate. In fact, research shows that consuming lean protein with meals helps flatten the post-meal glucose curve by slowing down the digestion of carbohydrates, reducing both blood sugar spikes and the resulting insulin demand. That makes chicken a powerful stabilizer, especially when paired with high-fiber vegetables or low-glycemic grains like quinoa or barley. It's also an excellent source of niacin, vitamin B3, which supports healthy cholesterol levels, and vitamin B6, which aids in nerve repair and glucose metabolism. One serving of chicken breast delivers over 60% of your daily value for niacin and around 30% for B6, both essential for diabetics dealing with fatigue, nerve pain, or metabolic sluggishness. Plus, chicken provides about 250 milligrams of phosphorus, 20% daily value, and small but valuable amounts of zinc, selenium, and choline, key minerals that support heart health, immune defense, and nerve signaling. Here's something you may not realize. Eating a protein-rich dinner with chicken may actually improve blood sugar levels the next morning. That's because protein promotes glucagon release, a hormone that balances insulin and helps the liver maintain stable glucose during overnight fasting. For diabetics prone to morning glucose spikes, or dawn phenomenon, adding lean protein to the evening meal may provide noticeable relief. Chicken also supports hormonal balance, especially in overweight diabetics. It reduces ghrelin, the hunger hormone, while supporting leptin sensitivity, so you feel fuller, longer. This hormonal shift reduces overeating, promotes fat loss, and helps maintain consistent blood sugar, even during long fasting periods or between meals. Pairing chicken with magnesium-rich sides like spinach or lentils enhances this hormone-stabilizing effect even more. Here's a fresh fact. Cold chicken, such as in chicken salad or leftovers, may have slightly lower glycemic impact than freshly grilled versions when eaten with fiber-rich foods. That's because cooling cooked starches, like in a chicken and barley bowl, forms resistant starch, which further slows glucose absorption. It's a subtle trick that can make a real difference in blood sugar control over time. A simple diabetic-friendly dinner? Try grilled chicken breast marinated in olive oil, lemon, and garlic, served alongside steamed broccoli and a half cup of wild rice. This combination supports satiety, provides steady energy, and delivers the perfect protein-carb-fiber ratio for stable evening glucose. For lunch, a shredded chicken lettuce wrap with avocado and salsa makes a refreshing, blood sugar-friendly option. Now let's clear up a myth. Some believe that all chicken is healthy, but processed chicken products like nuggets, deli meats, and breaded tenders can be high in sodium, preservatives, and added sugars. These not only spike insulin, but also raise blood pressure and inflammation, two major concerns for diabetics. Always choose fresh, skinless, and minimally seasoned chicken. If possible, opt for organic or pasture-raised varieties, which may contain higher omega-3 content and fewer antibiotic residues. If you struggle with kidney issues, moderate your chicken intake to 3 to 4 ounces per meal. especially if you're already consuming other high-protein foods throughout the day. Portion control ensures your kidneys aren't overburdened by nitrogen waste, a key precaution for diabetic kidney health. And with that, we've covered 5 of the most powerful protein foods for diabetes control, each offering its own unique benefits, from blood sugar stabilization to nerve repair and hormone balance. If you found this video helpful, give it a like, share it with someone managing diabetes, and don't forget to subscribe for more science-backed food strategies that heal from the inside out. Your journey to stable blood sugar and stronger health starts with the right choices, one bite at a time.